Welcome back. All right, so wearing a Whalers jersey again for career video, and I do wish the logo looked better on this one. That's why I don't wear this one very much. But I figured, I'm going to wear the '80s version of the Whalers jersey. So Whalers draft pick Ray Ferraro in the spotlight today. He, of course, is better known for his broadcasting career. Now he's joined the Canucks broadcast team. So let's talk about him. He's the number 88 pick back in 1982 by the Hartford Whalers. And excitement ramps up a little bit with the season he puts up with the Brandon Wheat Kings after that. 108 goals in the 82-83 season, and they won the 1983 Memorial Cup. So for Ferraro, yeah, things are pretty good. 84-85, he makes his debut with the Hartford Whalers. 44 games, 11 goals, 17 assists, 28 points. And a very up and down career would follow. So 85-86, played 76 games with the Whalers, 30 goals, 47 assists, 77 points. In the playoffs, he had 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points in 10 playoff games. So right around a point per game both in the regular season and the playoffs. Not much more you could ask for from the guy. 86-87, 80 games with the Whalers, but his points totals drop off. 27 goals, 32 assists, 59 points. And then in the playoffs, 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points in 6 games. So the variations in his scoring start showing up here. 87-88, 68 games, 21 goals, 29 assists, 50 points. And in the playoffs, again, 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points in 6 games. So first round elimination, well, it's the Whalers. And as much as we love the Whalers and would love to see them come back, they weren't known for playoff success. 88-89, he has a great year. 80 games, 41 goals, 35 assists, 76 points. So jumps right back up to about a point per game. In the playoffs, he has 2 goals in 4 games. So what does he do for an encore? His totals drop off again. 89-90, 79 games, 25 goals, 29 assists, 54 points. He has 3 assists in 7 playoff games. 90-91, he does not last that much longer in Hartford. Plays 15 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. And on November 13th, he is traded for Doug Crossman. So an offensively minded defenseman going to Hartford, and a sniper who needs to get his game back is headed to the New York Islanders. And with the New York Islanders, Ferraro's numbers better. 61 games, 19 goals, 16 assists, 35 points. But still, that's 42 points in 76 games during the regular season. He wants better. And he gets better. 91-92, he plays in his only All-Star game that year. Plays all 80 games for the Islanders. 91-92 is still 80 games, I do believe. I think it was 84 the year after. 40 goals, 40 assists, 80 points. So exactly 40 goals, exactly 80 points in 80 games, just like Ray planned it, right? So great season. How does he follow it up? Well, 92-93, a broken leg sidelines him for a while. He only ends up playing 46 games that year, 14 goals, 13 assists, 27 points. So the regular season, a disappointment from the year before, but in the playoffs, he brings his A game. 18 games, 13 goals, 7 assists, 20 points. So that's the year that all 4 of the third place teams ended up being the conference finalists. The Islanders famously knocking out Pittsburgh in round 2. But in round 1, Ray Ferraro played a large role in them knocking off the Washington Capitals. He had 2 overtime goals in that series. They won that series in 6 games. Ferraro recorded 8 goals and 2 assists, 10 points in those 6 games. So Ferraro, a big reason that they got out of that first round and would be stopped in the conference final by the Montreal Canadiens, who would go on to win the Cup. 93-94, 82 games played by Ferraro that year, 21 goals, 32 assists, 53 points. And it would be quite some time before he'd get back to that point per game level or close to it. He records 1 goal in 4 games in those playoffs. The less said about the New York Islanders 94 playoffs, the better for Islander fans, right? Ranger fans, you guys remember the 94 first round, right? Dating myself with this, but yeah. 94-95, lockout shortened season, so he plays 47 of the 48 games, and his points production comes back. 22 goals, 21 assists, 43 points. So that's right around a point per game. Yeah, that's right around a point per game. And things look good, but he ends up going to free agency. August the 9th, he would sign with the New York Rangers. So he signs with the New York Rangers, and he produces pretty well, but does not stay with the Rangers. 65 games, 25 goals, 29 assists, 54 points. And on March the 14th of that year, he's traded in a big deal in terms of a lot of players being involved. He's traded to the LA Kings. The LA Kings, who were finalists in 93, looking to get themselves back into contention. So Ferraro was traded with a 1997 fourth-round pick, as well as Ian LaPerriere and Matthias Nordstrom. Going the other way, Shane Churla, Yari Curry, and Marty McSorley. One thing the Rangers are still doing at this point is trying to stockpile former Edmonton Oilers, looking for another Stanley Cup. Doesn't get there, but they keep trying. So after the trade to the Kings, he plays 11 games, 4 goals, 2 assists for 6 points. So that's 60 points in 76 games that season. 96-97, 81 games played with the Kings, 25 goals, 21 assists, 46 points. So now we're getting to the stage where it's kind of dead puck. The scoring is down. So that 25 goals by Ray, more impressive than the 27 goals he had in a season the decade before, because goal scoring in general is dropping off. 97-98, he only plays 40 games that year and only records 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. He appears in 3 playoff games with the Kings that year, just the 1 assist, and that's the only playoff appearances he made with the LA Kings during his time there. 98-99, 65 games played, 13 goals, 18 assists, 31 points. So his points totals have dropped off, his goal totals have dropped off, and he ends up going to free agency, where he's signed by the Atlanta Thrashers. On August the 9th, he's signed by the Thrashers. And it is interesting because when you're watching Ferraro and whatever broadcast crew that he's on, people will often talk to him about the Thrashers. It feels like that comes up more than the Whalers or the Islanders when they're talking about his playing days. But 99-2000 with the Thrashers, 81 games, 19 goals, 25 assists, 44 points. And the following season, he has a renaissance. 2000-2001, 81 games, 29 goals, 47 assists for 76 points. So this is a Thrashers team that's not good. I'm not going to pretend it was. But for Ferraro, 76 points in 81 games. That's excellent. 2001-2002, it's almost as if he used up all of his goal scoring and points production the year before, because it really drops off that year. 61 games, 8 goals, 19 assists, 27 points. So his career winding down, the Thrashers decide to move him, and on March the 18th, so at the trade deadline again, he is traded for a 2002 fourth-round pick going back to the Thrashers. With the Blues, after that trade, 15 games, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. He plays in 10 playoff games with the Blues that year and records 3 assists. In his career in the National Hockey League, he's 91st in games played with 1,258 games played. And part of the reason I'm doing this career video now, before the season starts, he is 100th on the all-time goals list with 408. So 100th, right? Means that the next guy that passes him, he's no longer top 100. 490 assists, 898 points. Sadly, he doesn't quite get to that 900 point mark. Sorry. And in the playoffs, he adds 21 goals, 22 assists for 43 points in 68 games. So nice long career for him. 1989 and 1996, he would win World Championship Silver playing for Team Canada. And he also had 1,288 career penalty minutes. And I mentioned this because Ray seems like the most affable guy, down to earth, nice guy whenever you're seeing him, in the broadcast booth. But he did record a little bit more than a penalty minute per game, meaning he did take penalties. And it was definitely the era where penalties were a little more common than they are now. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And yeah, I had to get this done before he was no longer in the top 100 goal scorers, because it gets mentioned a lot during broadcasts too. His standing in the overall goals and who's behind him, who's coming up to knock him out of that top 100. It'll happen soon, but again, at the time I'm recording this, he's still top 100 in goal production. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. If you haven't already hit like and subscribe, please do so. I will talk to you again soon.